Welcome. In this video, we're going to be doing a review of the process for creating a schedule from scratch in FunctionPoint. The steps that we'll review in this video will outline the process for both creating a schedule for the purpose of a template and also for the purpose of actual work. The process is essentially the same for both, up until the very last step. We'll start by hovering our cursor over the Schedules module and selecting Add Schedule. This brings us to our Schedule Add page. Here we can load up an existing schedule template, but I'll leave that blank for this example. We'll give it a title and a description. If you are creating this schedule for the purpose of a template, you'll want to leave the company and project fields blank. If this is for the purpose of actual work, you'll want to at least select the company or client that you're working with. Once you've entered the information that you need here, click Submit, and that brings us into the Schedule Details page. There are three options for editing a schedule. You'll see them on the right side, about the middle of the page. The first is Outline. This is the simplest. It allows you to assign each task to an individual, assign a due date, a status, and a priority. Manage provides a bit more information and is the most common editing mode. This allows you to relate each task to a service, assign it to an individual, provide a budgeted amount of hours, a start date, a due date, and a status. Full provides you with all the editing options within the schedule. For each task, you can assign it to a service, choose who it is assigned from and to, the budgeted hours, the start date, the due date, percentage complete, status, priority, and milestone. We'll use Manage in this example. This schedule is going to be very simple. We'll add two tasks. We'll call the first Design and the second Production. We'll then choose to relate each task to a service. Doing so will allow you to automatically generate an estimate/job later on. The dropdown that you see here will be specific to the list of services in your FunctionPoint system. We'll relate each task to a service, assign them to individuals, enter a budgeted amount of hours, give them start dates and end dates, which we'll do for both items. We can then adjust the status. Notice the bulk editing options along the top. This allows you to edit every single task line item in the schedule. We'll put these into an assigned status. We'll then click Save and Finish, and our schedule is now created. Notice at the top right in the action buttons the option to convert to template. Selecting this will convert the schedule to a template, which means that it will be selectable in the template dropdown on the very first page that we saw, which was the Add Schedule page. Notice the option to add estimate is grayed out. The reason being is that we did not relate the schedule to a company. We can simply click Edit Details, choose a client, submit, and that option is now available. Selecting Add Estimate will both generate an estimate and a job in FunctionPoint automatically. All you need to do is choose a type and then fill in other optional information, such as a contact and a due date. Notice the description automatically populated from what we entered earlier. If you're satisfied with this, we can choose Submit, and an estimate and a job will automatically be generated. Before I do that, I want to quickly cover what this information means here. Notice the Services section. This allows us to see all the services that we related our tasks in our schedule to. This will show us each task and the service that we related it to. You'll also see the rate. This will be the rate that is used when calculating the value of the estimate that the system is going to generate. Notice that we have the staff individual that we assigned the task to. Now, if you happen to have staff rates and you wish to use those, this relates to the checkbox called Aggregate. If this checkbox is selected, the the rate for the service will be used. If you deselect this checkbox, the rate for the staff person will be used instead. So if you happen to have staff rates in your system and you want those to be used when the system automatically generates an estimate in a job, you'll want to deselect this checkbox. If you do not have staff rates, or you just want the system default service rate to be used, leave that checkbox selected. This may sound a bit complicated, so a general rule is, when in doubt, leave this section alone. It's all been filled out for you, and you don't really need to do anything with it. All you need to do is click Submit, and the system will automatically generate an estimate and a job. That concludes the process for creating schedules in Function Point from scratch. Please continue checking out more videos for more helpful information related to schedules in Function Point.